So, self-soothing behaviors. We all have them. We all do them, and it's totally a-okay. Self-soothing behaviors can be like going on Facebook, having a shower, talking to a friend when we're feeling upset, journaling, doing some art, maybe smoking, eating a bag of chips or like a big bowl of ice cream or something like that. And self-soothing behaviors they come about especially when we're healing and we're working through triggers and we're working through all sorts of stuff that is really kind of difficult for us, and then we need to be held in it. And then we can sometimes move to habits, and then they kind of become subconscious. And it's when they're subconscious that they can kind of end up overrunning us a little bit. So a good thing to do is to identify what you do as a self-soothing behavior. Like, what are the things that I mostly find yourself doing or driving towards when you're not feeling okay? What do you want to do with yourself? What do you need to do for yourself sometimes? And how can you just accept that? So one thing is anything that you ingest, making sure that your intention for it is like, this is good for me. Yeah, it's a bag of chips. Yeah, I can think of 107 reasons why I shouldn't be eating this bag of chips, but you are. So use your mind and your vibe to change that to be like, nope, this is self-soothing behavior. This is going to be good for me. I'm going to enjoy this, and this is going to be thoroughly rejuvenating for me. And just really honor the fact that you're choosing this in this moment and make it good, make it great for you. So it's really important, though, just to kind of observe yourself and take note of what are your self-soothing behaviors. What are the things that you instantly want when you're not feeling happy, or you're struggling with something, or you're confused? Some of us will some of us will smoke things, some of us will want sex, some of us want attention, some of us end up on Facebook for a long time, scrolling, things like this. All of these things are a-okay. But it's really important to begin to observe what are your self-soothing behaviors, what is healthy self-soothing behaviors, and what are ones that you're not quite proud of nurturing so much. And then sometimes we have self-soothing behaviors that work really well, but they take a little oomph to get us to do them, like drawing or doing some art, maybe journaling. Maybe we don't want to do that right away. We'd rather just eat that bag of chips and, call someone up, that kind of thing. So identifying like, what are my healthy self-soothing behaviors? What are my kind of that I wouldn't like to? I kind of feel guilty. I'm indulging in them kind of behaviors, and then identifying when you're doing that, and allowing yourself to do what you want in that moment. Allowing yourself some self-soothing behaviors. Yeah, I'm gonna go on Facebook, but say, okay, but I'm going to get off in 20 minutes because I don't feel good when all of a sudden 3 hours have gone by and I don't know what's happening. And so keeping yourself to that, okay, in 20 minutes, I'm going to have a check-in with myself. How am I feeling? What's going on? Do I still want self-soothing behaviors? And just starting to become conscious of these things that become habitual that we do when we're not feeling comfortable in our skin. And then because you've identified some of your things that make you feel good, but you got to kind of push yourself to do it a little more, put the music on and dance like a crazy thing, sing a little bit, go for a walk in nature. And that's a good time where you're putting a cap on the one that you're not so proud that you do, and then pushing yourself a little bit into, okay, but we're going to do one of these ones that takes a little effort for me to get doing it. And then once you've done that, then you can have a bag of chips. And, and give yourself that flexibility of going back and forth. And just as in the process of becoming conscious of the self-soothing behaviors that you do, not having guilt or shame or anger towards yourself for doing them, just noting that you're doing them. And if it is something that you don't want to continue doing because you really dislike it, then allowing yourself a time frame and really sticking to those goals of that time frame, and then pushing yourself into something that you know is going to make you feel good. Maybe I need a bath. Maybe I need a nap. All sorts of things that make us feel good. It's pretty easy to get a toy, and have a little fun. And that's okay. But if it's coming in a habitual, unconscious way, then you want to just look at, okay, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? And instead of being shameful, upset, angry at yourself for doing that, just noticing it. I'm noticing myself pacing right now. Okay. So obviously I'm not doing so great. Okay, what can I do for myself? Maybe I can have a shower. That always chills me out. Maybe I can call somebody. And then if these behaviors aren't working, can I honor that in myself and just give myself something to soothe? Because sometimes we don't always know what's moving on underneath the surface. and we move into a space of vulnerability and we feel uncomfortable, and then we don't notice right away that we've gone into flight and we're pacing, or we're agitated and we're angry and we're trying to find someone to fight with because we're actually in, like, we've been triggered to the point where we're in fight or flight. We want to troll the internet, get pissed off at somebody, that kind of thing. So just kind of keeping aware of noticing when you do get triggered, and you are in this interesting space. Then what are the things that I can give myself to soothe myself? And what are the things that I deem as unhealthy self-soothing behaviors, but what are the healthy things that I can also do? And how can I give myself a little mix of both of those, and just honor that we all have a beast inside, and it's not about killing the beast, it's about taming it, but still allowing it space to have its carnal desires at times.